Yeah, no sense.
Added as properties. I don't even know what the frick is going on. I can't curse. Can you hear me, chat?
I can hear you.
Oh,
I don't
now
know
they
about
can
the
hear me.
chat
I
though.
don't know why it's being weird. That's annoying. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back to this. Stream pause. Swap my application to resume. Okay. I can do that. Full screen. There we go. We're back. Sorry, chat.
Nice.
Technical difficulties. It's gonna be just Andrew and I for the unforeseeable future. Anyway, let's recap what we stated about the Steelers schedule since Andrew is a Steelers fan. I said they sweep Cleveland, they sweep Cincinnati, they lose probably their away game to Baltimore and go 5-1 in the division. And you were saying about Cincinnati
I
is
think yeah, I think generally speaking, we have one at least one high scoring game, like a shootout game with
mm,
Cincy, and so that one could go either way. There is always usually the game where we dominate them on defense. Um, so I think we'll honestly split with Cincy, split with Baltimore, and then sweep Cleveland because
so you're thinking
Cleveland
four and
is
two
just a disaster. Yeah, I think 4-2. I believe that's what we went this past season. The division was 4-2. So
because they
um,
lost to Cincy. I think when Burrow was in, right?
actually, I think we might have lost to Cincy both times. I'd
Oh,
have to pull it up again, um, but I think at best 4-2. So I'll go with that.
okay.
Um, yeah. So the foul, that's an easy win. That's a W. Um,
Thanks,
wow, we
appreciate
get
that.
the NFC South, huh?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you
I
do
like
get the
that.
entire NFC South.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful sight. So I'm gonna chalk the Falcons and Panthers down as a win apiece,
Yep,
mostly because I think Pittsburgh's defense will be a little bit too much, especially with the new regime of coaches coming in. I
yep.
will say that. That's gonna mean change, which is nice
I
for me
think
to
if
hear.
you play Falcons late game, I'd be very curious to see what happens on the level of Penix will have had enough time to develop under Stefanski. But I think if you play them
Yeah,
early season, that's a steamroll win for the Steelers. But we'll see.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see
So
how
we're
it
thinking
goes.
home. One, two, three. Sorry, I'm tracking how many of them I think they're going to win.
Yeah,
I think they go 6-2. I think they lose to Broncos and Texans, and if the Ravens are able to play like they did 2 years ago, they may lose that one too. But I don't know. I see them splitting
yeah.
with the Ravens.
I'd have to go on the road. The Jacksonville game worries me too. So well on the road, it's Jacksonville, Philly, and who else was it?
Jacksonville, Philly, and Baltimore are the only
Well,
games I'm worried about for the Steelers
yeah, I
away.
mean
I mean, maybe Cincy.
that's the three teams that are going to give us a hard time, and then you add the Cincinnati game, whichever one we lose because of a shootout.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that could either be on the road or at home. It's not going to matter where it is because
So
it's literally in the same area of the United States,
ceiling
basically.
for the Steelers, I think you and I are predicting 12-5 if I'm doing my math right, because only three
Oof.
losses away and only two losses home. Now, if we add Cincy in there, then it's 11 and 6. I think ceiling
Yeah,
12-5. I
yeah,
think
because I
floor
think
is 10-7.
yeah, I think yeah, the home games it's going to be the Broncos, Baltimore. Well,
Mm.
Baltimore on both ends really. It doesn't matter. I think we'll win in Pittsburgh, lose in Baltimore. But either way, if you take a split, we'll just count it as whatever. I
Look at
think we
Saints in a
will end
row.
up beating the Texans. I don't think we're gonna let last year's assessment of the Texans game in the playoffs take over the control about how that game goes. Falcons is a win. Carolina's a win. Denver, that might be a loss. It
Mm-hmm.
depends how their
I
quarterback
wouldn't be
situation
so
is.
sure about the Falcons, but okay.
I will say
Shut up,
there,
Santor.
and this is, I
They'll
was
be
trying
better
not to
next
say
year.
this because I don't want to seem like it's bias. Falcons are predicted to win the NFC South with a couple of players and trades that they picked up. for coming into the draft, and with Stefanski coming in, if they draft a young quarterback or Michael Penix Jr., who performed pretty well when he was still in, I think they went 4-2 under Penix, and one of those wins was against Buffalo. So, I mean, they are predicting with Stefanski as the new head coach and Matt Ryan being the president of football, whatever the hell that means. And they think Bijan's just going to keep going up because he's still young. They are predicting Falcons to be a shoe-in for the playoffs. I have my doubts because I've been a fan long enough to know that probably means they're going 2-15, but I do think Falcons will give the Steelers more trouble than you're giving them credit for, but I don't think they'll win. It'll be close. If it was in Atlanta, I'd tell you no, they're not winning.
Just remember where Kevin Stefanski came from,
Yep.
man. Just saying. Because we know him like the back of our hand and his system that he ran in Cleveland. And I would imagine it's going to be similar to what he's going to try to run in.
I mean, he'll have a better team, though, in Atlanta, though. That's
Yeah, I was going to say, Stefanski
but
in
he's
Cleveland.
not going to have a better defense. I can tell you that much.
Well, but he's an offensive coach, and name me like 5 actual productive Cleveland Brown offensive players in the last 5 years.
Baker Mayfield, as all the Cleveland fans would probably say,
with a bunch of no-name wide receivers and tight ends. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about that one.
And also, Falcons' defense was top 10 last year, like statistically top 10. So
that's true.
We'll see. I mean, granted, their star rookie just got arrested for stalking a WNBA player and trying to hit her with a cord.
I saw that. Man. But yeah, so I think the Steelers. I think their ceiling is probably going to be. I would say at best 12-5, but I'm going to go 11-6 just because I'm not that confident.
Well, no, ceiling is as best you think they can do.
We don't know who the quarterback is.
Right. Yeah, but I'm not even sure they can do 12-5. Just I'm not that confident. So I'm going to say 11-6 is their best. Just depends. It depends on. It really depends on the quarterback situation for Pittsburgh. Let's say if this was Will Howard into consideration, I don't think we're winning 11 to 12 games. But
if it's Will Howard, you got 9 wins.
Absolutely.
Is it really bad to say? Like, I'm not even trying to be stereotypical. I see 9-8. That's what I see. Like, I'm not even trying to be like that. I'm just
who do you think we're losing to? That would be my question.
Okay.
And I know damn well we're not losing to Philly. I can tell you that much.
What?
Okay.
What?
Well, you're gonna lose to Jacksonville. That's for sure. You will probably lose to Tampa.
Interesting.
On the road,
so, but you can keep talking.
You're gonna call me crazy. On the road, you're gonna lose to Cleveland because you never sweep Cleveland. At least recently.
That's not true at all.
Recently, you never.
I guess if you're taking Big Ben era out of the equation.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like recently, you have not swept Cleveland on the road. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you're beating the Eagles in Philly. I mean, we had that conversation.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, actually, you're right. We're gonna definitely lose to
whoever's
Philly
wins
because we can only beat Philly and Pittsburgh. Yeah, I don't know, Ethan. Have you ever seen that statistic between those two teams?
No, I haven't.
Dating back to like 2000 and I think it's 2004. The Eagles have not beaten Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has not beaten Philly in Philly.
That doesn't surprise me, though.
Yeah. They have to be at their home stadiums in order to beat each other.
I think. Okay, so far I have 3 losses.
No, you
Eagles,
have 4.
Buccaneers,
You said Cleveland,
Jaguars.
Jacksonville, Philly, and Tampa.
Yes. I think you'll lose to Denver, even though that's a home game. Yeah. On the road, I think you'll lose to Baltimore. So how many is that? 6 losses right now?
Yeah.
Don't do me dirty here.
Well, you're going to lose to one of either Houston or Atlanta. You'll lose one of those, not both. So what is that, 7?
Yep. I think I know who you're going to go with for 8.
The Titans. We're going to lose the Titans.
He's either going to go Cincy or New England.
I think, yeah,
The
probably
smartest
more.
we could go with the Super Bowl team, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
we beat them this past season, so
I think it's more likely that you would beat New England though than Cincy. I don't know on the road. So I'll go with you split with the Ravens, you split with the Bengals.
You're also putting them to split with Cleveland.
and split with Cleveland.
So you're having them go 3-3,
Yeah,
which I could
mean,
see.
So we're splitting the division 3-3.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think you're just because of your uncertainty at quarterback. If you have
Yeah.
Rodgers come back, most of those losses that I said would probably be wins. I'm
Yeah.
just being honest. Like for me, I'm thinking Will Howard's the starter. That's
Yeah.
where I'm coming from with these. Like, but if that changes though, that changes my whole prediction.
Nah,
then
just
I
send
don't
Rodgers
think
on
you're
another
losing-
darkness retreat. He'll be fine.
Well, if
Some
Rodgers
curds and mushrooms, he'll be good.
if Rodgers comes back, you're winning 6 or 7 of your home games easily.
Yeah,
That's
And
that's
you'll
about what
probably
we
win most of your. I mean, if Rodgers comes back, 12 wins is absolutely within reach.
Yep.
If Rodgers
I
comes,
think Rodgers could steal more than 12 if he comes. Like,
This
because
is not a-
I have to think that with the offensive-minded coaching staff that Pittsburgh has now, they're gonna be in the conversation of probably top 5 in the AFC.
real quick.
Because
I do just
they're
wanna
not gonna have the same inconsistencies as the last 5 years. I can tell you that much. Especially if Rodgers comes back.
So not to pull the white rabbit with the watch thing, but it is 1:30. I'm gonna say we save F1 testing for next week because there is another week of testing. But I would still like to go through the Eagles and the Falcons. So
Yep.
I mean,
say
realistically-
we'll save testing for next week.
that's fine. Yeah. Realistically, to wrap up the Steelers, though, I mean, you get the easiest division in the NFC and arguably
Yep.
the easiest division in the AFC also. So you play 2 of the easiest divisions in the NFL
Yep.
next year. So there's no excuse to not have double-digit wins, I feel like, unless some teams come out of
Yeah.
nowhere. Like,
Careful, they're going to
I
be the new
agree.
Patriots now. Their opponent's win percentage was less
They're
than
fraud.
40. Anyway,
I mean, this is a pretty easy schedule. So,
Hey, I'll call them frauds if they win 12 games. I don't care.
all right. Do we want to move to the Falcons then?
sure.
Or are we moving?
I mean, I was just
Yeah,
figured
let's go
I'd
with
type
Falcons.
in the Eagles one a while, but we can move to the Falcons. So let me do images because that seems to have been going better.
Now that looks like a tough schedule.
I don't want to use
That doesn't look like a
Instagram.
schedule.
Where? Okay, that's home opponents. Is this better? Reddit? That's 2025 opponents. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, that is a very difficult schedule. Oh my goodness.
No!
That-
God
That is a difficult that is a difficult schedule.
Dude, I'm gonna kill myself.
I mean, can I just start off by saying, like, at first glance, you'll probably lose to Detroit. Depending on if you get San Francisco's hospital team, that's a win or a loss. But I mean,
Well, okay, here's the thing though. If you're gonna
that's
say San Fran hospital team is a win or loss, then I don't know if you can say Lions is a for sure loss. Because Lions would not beat San Fran hospital team at all.
well, Lions are going to be better this year because they have a better offensive coordinator this
True.
year. So their offensive woes should go away this year because they're bringing some experience in. But
I see them
Good
winning
Lord.
8 or 9, 8 to 10 games is what I see them winning. I see them sweeping Panthers, sweeping Saints, splitting with the Bucks. They beat Cleveland. They beat Washington. They beat Minnesota. Even Washington is up in the air for me. Everything else is a for sure loss.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
I think 8 and 9, 9 and 8.
I don't
is
even think they're
average.
I would say the Browns could be a wild card there, but then I think about it's going to be a revenge game for Stefanski,
Yeah.
so he's going to want to beat the Browns, no doubt. Let's see. So home, win, 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 loss. I don't know about Cincinnati. That's a tough one to call. I think they'll probably lose to Cincinnati just because of Cincinnati's offense.
I think they lose
Lost
to
to
Baltimore.
San Fran. Depends on when they play the Chiefs again, but I will call that one a loss.
Mm-hmm. So they're 3-6 home, which I think is
Yeah.
that's fair. On the road, I think.
And then away you're gonna win. Panthers win, Saints win, Tampa.
You'll beat the Vikings.
You'll probably lose to Tampa in Tampa, which is
Yeah.
fair. Green Bay's a loss.
Yep.
Vikings,
That's a win, especially if they're still running
McCarthy's still the
JJ.
quarterback. That's a win. That's a win. So I'll give you a win against Minnesota. Win versus Minnesota. Win versus the Browns. Yeah, you're gonna lose against Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, but
No,
you are.
I would agree
And
with that.
then Washington depends on their quarterback. If their
That one's-
quarterback
yeah.
isn't hurt, if their quarterback is terrible, I don't know, but I think you can probably beat Washington.
So ceiling, I think if I'm counting all the games that like we're all iffy about, I'm looking at Washington and I'm looking at the Chiefs. Their ceiling is 10-7, and that's reaching. Like that is a very tall ceiling. Their
Yeah, that's a
floor,
pretty big reach.
I see them only winning 6 games. I could see them only beating Panthers twice, Saints twice, Vikings, Bucks. And you know what? I could even see them splitting with the Panthers. So, and I could see them only winning 5 games this year. So, I think floor is 5-12, ceiling is 10-7. This is not a fun schedule for the Falcons. I'm really curious to see what Stefanski does with Penix, and I'm really curious to see what they do during the draft, knowing that they traded away their first round pick to I don't even remember who. Oh.
Their
kinda sucks,
road
actually.
their road schedule is easier than their home schedule.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm telling you, they'll beat Minnesota because JJ McCarthy is not that great, and they'll beat the Browns. And I've got to be honest, if the Steelers are starting Will Howard, I think they could beat the Steelers. So, and then I think I don't know. It's just so hard to say, though, Ethan, that they're going to sweep the Panthers and they'll sweep the Saints because it's like we haven't seen them really do that. You know, like they usually split with the Panthers.
And I get that.
Well, the
Again,
Panthers
I
got better
do.
as they went on next year.
I keep going back to the fact that while Penix was under quarterback with a head coach that is completely defensive minded, no offense whatsoever, they went 4-2 and were top 5 in offensive yards and points per game. And the entire season, they were top 10 in defensive stats. So, with Stefanski, I think their defense goes down a little bit, but their offense, with all of the weapons that Penix has at his disposal, is going to shoot up. But I'm looking at all of the teams that they're playing, and they're playing some very high-powered defensive teams. Like they're playing Cincy as the only high-powered offensive with low-powered defense that I'm looking at. Every other team, I'm like, well, crap, I don't know if they're going to get past that defense or that defense or that defense. This is going to be very tough. If they do make it into playoffs, it's going to be because they won their division. It's not going to be pure record-wise.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we could realistically see another bad year for the NFC South. I mean, because the Panthers are getting better, but like I still don't know about them. I mean, if I had to pick one team from the NFC South though to win the division next year, I'm kind of leaning towards the Panthers actually, believe it or not, just because of they're growing. They are getting better.
Yeah.
And that defense is no joke in Carolina. So,
well, I will say to close out the Falcons talk on this, Andrew H., you have anything to add? I think if the Falcons wins are 10 or more and they go to playoffs, I think that poses a very real... Huh? Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Just because I do kind of see it happening as with my little copium. But I think if you look at their games, I think if they make it to playoffs, there's a very real shot they're not round 1 exits, because it means they would have had to have gotten past the Bears, the Lions, the Niners, Tampa, Green Bay, Steelers. I know that's AFC, but I mean, I'm looking at their schedule, and it is an extremely tough schedule. So if they do make playoffs, and it's not just because they won their division, I'm I'm very hopeful for the future. I think Falcons are growing, maybe not at the same rate the Panthers are, but they have a much stronger team than the Panthers did. They just got unlucky with their schedule last year as well. But I do think Falcons are that 7-10, 8-9 team that's like everybody's like, oh, they could do it, but they're never going to. / they're never gonna do it, and then they do. I mean, that's what they did last year with every game. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think they'll be 9-8, and they'll be at the mercy of how the rest of their division does.
It's gonna come
That's
down
what
to
I
like
think.
a Bucks Panthers game or something, final game of the season, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna want to die.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But all right.
All right, and then last but not least, the Eagles have a pretty tough schedule next
The
year
worst
too.
team of the group. Here we go.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I wish I could just do regular.
It's right
Oh,
there.
wait.
That Reddit one. That Reddit one was correct. That you were just at. If you pull up that picture, yeah.
Yeah, all of my login information on Instagram, Facebook, and Reddit is on Opera. I really don't want to be pulling that up because I don't want
Valid.
people logging into my shit. So I am just gonna do this for now. I'm going to.
Nice to
accept
see it
the
all in one
cookies.
picture, though. I will say,
I know. I wish
there's got to be a website that has like
Oh, here
the
we go.
picture on it.
we
right?
can go in order.
PhiladelphiaEagles.com. That's where I am.
What did you say?
PhiladelphiaEagles.com has their schedule on it. Just Google search Philadelphia Eagles 2026 opponents. I mean,
That is hilarious. Oh man,
Schedule.
schedule maybe.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Oh Jesus, 2026. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, here we go. There we go.
Oh shit. All right, we're good. We have it.
It's hilarious.
we're so good at this, guys.
I know.
All right, take it away, Santoro. What do we got here?
All right.
A freaking
Just
easy
that
schedule
plans.
from what I'm seeing. Helps here in the NFC East.
Well, the good.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'll say. The NFC East is going to be more difficult next year. I'm talking specifically the New York Giants are going to be an actual formidable opponent next year with John
Scatterbo
Harbaugh.
and Dartback.
So sweeping the Giants is off the table. Heck, we didn't even sweep the Giants this year. We lost. Washington, they're not a cakewalk either this year. They're going to get better this year
I
than
do
they were
still
last
think
year.
that's
They
a
finished
sweep,
with like
though.
5 wins last year. And Dallas always gives us a tough time. I could see us, 3-3 in the division, just splitting everything. I could see that. That's a very realistic possibility. So we're talking 3-3 right there. I do think though, at home we will beat the Panthers. We will beat the Steelers. I think it's very, very realistic to say that we will beat the Colts.
Yep, I was agreeing.
And it's very possible that we beat the Texans too, because their offense is not that great and they don't have a good run game.
Yep.
Unless they address it, obviously. The two hard home games are going to be the Rams and the Seahawks. I could see those both being losses.
I was gonna say I see you guys going 7-2 at home with Rams and Seahawks.
Yeah,
being
I think
losses.
that's pretty possible. On the road, we just can't beat Dallas on the road. It does not happen. So
Oh, I think
Well, you've already said 3-3 for the division, so just skip the division opponents.
I don't even agree with that though. I think they sweep Washington at least.
I mean, maybe.
you think we're sweeping Washington?
Yeah, I also
Oh,
and
okay.
honestly, I know the Giants are going to be stronger, but like the only notable things that I'm thinking of with the Giants being stronger are Scatabo and Dart being back, but two players do
And
not
Neighbors.
make. And who?
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
Neighbors.
Neighbors is coming back.
You're forgetting
Yeah, but
about
you
that.
know
Yeah,
what?
they have
Yeah.
neighbors, but John Harbaugh is gonna transform that team, man.
Oh yeah.
But the defense, I
Yeah.
don't think is one that is going to stop Saquon and that high-powered Philly offense from scoring more. Like, that's going to be a Cincinnati-like team where they've got a great
It's
offense.
not that high powered, bro. Don't give it too much credit.
It's more high-powered than most teams in the NFL.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm sorry. There's no way our offense does any worse next year than it did this year. Like this was
I
rock
mean, I
bottom.
agree with that, but if you guys have the same struggles as this year, you definitely are not winning.
Yeah, but you know what though? I'm gonna go
Um,
out on a limb and say Mannion is gonna be much better than Kevin Patullo. I'm gonna go
Well,
out
yeah,
on a limb and
hopefully.
say
Like
Um,
you would think.
you can't be much worse than Patullo was last year.
No, no, you can't.
So I'm gonna go with our offense takes a step forward. Vic Fangio is staying, so our defense will still be pretty good.
Yep.
With that being said, most of our wins are probably going to come out of division. For example, we're beating the Cardinals in
Yep.
Arizona. I think it's very possible we beat the Niners in San Fran, especially because their team's so old. Their team's old. Ethan, get out of here with that.
The
They
Niners have
like,
had the Eagles' number for years. Other than that one NFC Championship game where Brock Purdy was injured, the Eagles have hardly beaten the Niners, especially in
You're
regular
telling me
season.
McCaffrey's going to stay healthy and George Kittle's going to stay healthy and Trent Williams, who are all like over 30 years old?
I mean, all three of them managed to stay healthy except for Williams. Well, Williams was healthy for most of the season, and McCaffrey and Kittle were healthy for the entire regular season. And again, it's
I know.
in Santa Clara. You know that power plant next to them is giving them steroid powers. Come on.
And injury powers, yeah.
Literally. No, I think you know, and I am coming as an old Niners fan. I remember watching so many games between my dad and my brother where they were like, "Oh, it's Eagles Niners," and other than that one NFC game where Brock Purdy got injured literally halfway through the first quarter, I just the Niners have
Just
had the
remember-
Eagles number in Philly too.
No more Robert Saleh though at DC. So that's a big thing too.
Yeah.
I
true.
mean, I'm just gonna name our losses. I feel like that's easier at this point. We're gonna lose probably to the Seahawks
Yep.
at home and to the Rams at home. And then we'll probably lose to Dallas. That's 3. We'll lose to the Giants. That's 4. Washington. That's a maybe. That's a really, really big maybe. So I'm giving us 4 losses there. And then I think we lose to the Bears. That's 5 losses. And then I don't know, man. I think we can beat
Jacksonville's close.
Jacksonville. I mean, I know Jacksonville's pretty good, but I think we could still beat
Did
Jacksonville.
you guys see that they're putting Travis Hunter as a permanent corner?
I saw
That's
that.
smart,
They'll
to
mix
be
him in
honest.
at wide receiver, they said, but
He's
Yeah.
not going to be a factor on offense next year,
I
which
mean,
will be interesting.
realistically, I see 6 losses at most. I mean, I'm 11-6. I feel like is very reasonable for us next year. I don't know. I mean, I can't see any worse than. There's no way we go worse than 9-8 or 10. Like 9 or 10 wins, I feel like is the floor. I mean, it's a pretty generally easy schedule. I feel like.
Yeah, I think you're gonna split just like you said. So that's 3 losses for the division. I think you're gonna lose against LA. I think you're gonna lose against Seattle. The away teams I think you'll lose to would be the Niners and Bears. So and then with my bias aside, I'm gonna go with you guys beating us in Philly because it's just how it goes. So I
Yeah.
have 7 losses right now for you guys next year.
I mean, I feel like 10 or 11 wins is very realistic for this team. I mean, even if they don't win the division, this is easily a wild card team next year. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think that's
I
just
don't,
about.
I don't think anyone's gonna win the division. I think you guys will repeat again. The Cowboys. I mean, unless the Cowboys can get their nonsense together.
I mean,
on
even if they,
defense.
I don't know, man. Jerry Jones can't get out of his own way. I mean, realistically, and they're using the franchise tag on George Pickens, which is going to eat up even more cap space. So it's like, you know,
I'm sure George Pickens is super
So-
happy about that one.
real quick, I'm just gonna state a stat. In the last 7 times, I was incorrect a little bit. In the last 7 times that the Niners and Eagles have played each other, including postseason under their modern regimes, the Niners have gone 4-3. However, they are, let me look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm sorry. They're 5-3 in the modern regime. They are at Philly, at Philly, at Philly, at Philly, at Philly, at Philly. They have only lost twice to Philly. They've won 4 times in Philly, and that's including regular season and postseason. And that's all I'm gonna say. Maybe they're not as dominant as I had it in my head. Maybe I've only watched certain games, but they are still like they have the Eagles number under these modern regimes.
I'll just put it to you this way: Eagles fans hate the Niners for a reason.
Yeah, that
and
is
that's probably that reason.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you know what though? Like, I'm not mad that the Niners beat the Eagles in the postseason because you know what? We deserve to lose that game. Kevin Patullo
They got
sucks.
Patullo fired. Yeah, that was
Like,
probably a good
and
wake-up
yeah,
call.
so like the thing is, like, I'm not even mad at the Niners about that. I'm glad that our incompetent offensive coordinator is out the door now.
Yeah.
Because you know it. I mean, just think like everybody's like questioning like, oh, the Eagles are done, but like remember what they did with a competent play caller? They won the Super Bowl, so it's like, and the roster hasn't turned over that much. Like, sure, we've lost a couple of role players here and there, but we haven't lost any big name guys. The majority of this roster is coming back next year, so it's just like, I mean, we have the talent, we have the skill. It's just about do we have the correct offensive play caller this year? And I think we might. I mean, it's not going to be worse than Kevin Patullo. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I'm looking at non-division games, and I see you guys going at max 7-4, at minimum 5-6, and the only 2 toss-up games I have are the Niners and the Texans. So I do think this will come down to the division, and you know what? You're right. You never sweep Dallas. I do think you guys have a stronger overall team than I think you need to give your team more credit. I think you guys do have a stronger overall team than the Giants, no matter who their new coach is, no matter who they're getting back. There's a reason they're at the bottom of the barrel every year.
Well, I mean, I could see the Giants actually being second place in the division this year. I mean, Dallas is kind of going downhill.
Yes.
Washington is just kind of floating right now in no man's land. I mean, it's weird to say, like, I feel like the divisions between the Eagles and the Giants. The Giants have a lot of elite players. They just didn't have the coaching. Like, I mean, they just got injured last year. Like, their defense, they have some great edge rushers, and, like, offensively, they have a lot of good skill pieces. So now they have the coaches to put that all together. So, I mean, I don't
Just
think
remember the Giants, too. They're going to be playing the bottom barrel teams because they're last in the division. So they're going to have an easier schedule. So it really will, for them, it's going to come down to the division games. And they're going to know that going into the season. So they're going to play division games a lot harder.
I mean, realistically
most likely.
speaking, this is an easier schedule than this year, than the one they had this year. It's an easier schedule, so like there's no excuse. Like they need to have 10 wins this year at minimum. They need to have 10 wins, which I think they will get 10
I think
wins.
that's their floor. I think 10 wins is their absolute worst that they could do.
Probably.
Well,
I don't disagree with that.
I mean, they're not losing. I'm sorry, they're not losing to Arizona.
No.
And if they do lose to Arizona, well, I'm not going to do the stupid marinara thing. I'm not doing that. But
Someone's got to do it one of these days.
I know.
Someone's going to do it.
yeah,
So
Arizona.
one of us will make a stupid bet later on, and it'll fail.
Oh
so.
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Anyways, I mean, I think that's about it.
I was gonna
So,
say
we
I'm
can
done
wrap
with
it
that.
up.
yeah. So next week we'll talk F1, and also, we can even start talking about how the March Madness bracket's going to shake out. Perhaps we can make our own brackets and
Go Michigan
Okay.
State.
once that starts up.
I am by no means a basketball watcher, but I'll
Neither am I.
participate.
I was gonna say Santoro.
It'll
That's
be
gonna
funny
be
if I have the
all
best
you.
bracket.
I mean, I guess I won the NFL playoff bracket, right?
You did,
I guess.
technically.
By like one
So,
game.
Yep.
Just because
I
I
was gonna
picked.
say if we do F1 talk, that could start my F1 journey because I have
Exactly.
no idea about anything in F1. So
Well,
I'd be
next week we'll
curious to get
definitely
involved with that.
we'll
And
talk
Now that I'm
F1.
playing the games and stuff.
And,
I am excited to talk
baseball.
because every driver is complaining about the new cars and the new regulations, so this will be interesting.
Well, I don't know if you saw this, Ethan. There was a video of Hulkenberg driving down the straight, and he was losing RPM.
Yeah, because he
Because-
wasted
I saw
all
that.
of his battery because it only lasts for like
Exactly.
5 seconds.
Exactly. Yeah, that's horrible. That's
Yeah.
I feel like these new regulations seem to be so bad for the sport.
I saw,
Like,
and we'll dive into this more later, but just to put a little kernel in the brain, I did see a couple of posts on Sky Sportsnet and official F1 forums about the first month of racing possibly, slight chance, being delayed as they completely rework the regulations and the rules, because there's going to be, actually today, right now, McLaren, every team is in a conference right now talking about, rule changes and regulation changes, and every team except, I think, Mercedes is in favor of regulation changes, and every team except Ferrari is in favor of a couple of rule changes. And if that's the case, it means they need to completely redesign their engines. A lot of people are basically like, it's Formula E anymore. It's not Formula
Well,
One. Go back to gas powered. Like, come on.
what you just said though does not surprise me because have you seen Mercedes and Ferrari in testing this week?
Yep.
I mean, Leclerc and Antonelli were blowing everybody out of the water. So,
Also,
I mean,
McLaren
they
pace.
probably haven't.
McLaren pace is ass. Norris is topping all the charts. Piastri's been bottom 10 almost every time. So everybody who says Norris didn't deserve the championship can suck something that I can't say on stream.
Well, I'm just going to say right now, it doesn't surprise me because Mercedes has it figured out, clearly.
Yeah.
And so does Ferrari, I feel like. They have it figured out.
Yep.
So, like, my brief exploration with some of this news, because I have seen it ever since I've been kind of like searching stuff up about the teams. It's just like every other sport. They change rules every year, race within the changes for a year before you go drastically do anything. Like so they keep complaining about, oh, the cars don't feel like you can win with just driving skill. Okay, well then it's not about pure driving skill. It makes it more competitive. So win with your driving skill when that matters on track, and rely on the car if you can on the points where you rely on the car. Figure it out. Stop complaining just because the testing's not going the way you want it. Like, that's the point of testing.
And that was exactly my position when they changed the regulations in 2022. The issue with the 2026 car is now, instead of being like 70% gas and engine power and 30% electrical power, now it's 50-50. And the issue is, because of that, the cars are running out of battery power within 2 seconds of being on the straight. And what they learned from testing, because of how close the cars were together, several wrecks were happening because a car would just randomly lose half of its power as another one was charging behind it. So the only reason that I'm in favor of it is a massive safety concern. There were more wrecks this preseason testing in 1 week than there has been in both weeks in every other year. And also, they are slow, almost as slow as Formula 2 cars. That's insane to me.
Here's what I'm gonna say. What was the reason for changing the regulations this year was to allow for more overtakes.
Yeah, they
right?
want it to be
that
closer
was the
racing.
reason.
The whole point was
So
to
why-
allow it more for driver skill, and it's doing the opposite.
Well, and that's what I was exactly going to say. Like, why they make these such drastic changes? You could have just changed the way DRS or ERS is working, / you could have made the car a little smaller and make minor adjustments. But no, they're changing like this whole like battery thing and engine, and like I just don't get it. I mean, they're playing around with a little too much.
I think they're so worried about the economy and gas is blah, blah, blah. They're already using sustainable fuel, and now so many things came out last year and the year before that running out of gas is about to not be an issue anymore. Like, we found more reserves. We found a way to make it somewhat renewable, not necessarily completely renewable, but somewhat renewable. I think, I understand wanting to make it more electrical so you don't have to worry about a sport being the reason we run out of gas. But also, the amount of gas consumed by F1 cars is marginally little compared to everyday traffic because of all the fuel economy and the electric powers that they had last year. I think go back to 70-30. It was fine that way. I don't know. It really depends on the next week of preseason testing, which I do not think is going to go well. And it also depends on the conference that's happening right now, what happens. Because, everybody minus 2 teams are in favor of changing rules and regulations.
Well, changing the regulations, though, that's obviously going to push the season back a little bit. I feel like people are going to be a little upset about that. But at the same time, it shows that the F1, that the FIA, messed up with these,
which they're never going to
know.
admit to. But anyway.
Yeah. I guess we'll see, right?
Yeah. But are we good to end stream?
I think so.
Think so. Call it a day.
All right, everybody, please like and subscribe. And because the time has changed, I don't know if we're officially going at 12:30. We got to talk about that. But please hit the bell icon if you haven't subscribed. If you have subscribed, hit the bell icon anyway. It lets you know when we go live and an alert about 5 minutes before that I can start doing. So yeah, thank you all for watching.